Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Black Ice with me, Omega, and France. So, in the last episode we started the game already at a heavy deficit of political power, but what can you do? We finished our first research into the uniforms and soon we're gonna finish the electronic mechanical engineering. Unfortunately, the army situation is way worse than I expected. We have unbelievable deficits in most crucial areas of equipment, so that's gonna be rough. Rhineland has been remilitarized. Germany has stationed troops in the Rhineland territory close to the French border in clear violation of the Treaty of Versailles. The local population cheered the German soldiers on, while the diplomatic actions from France and Britain have so far been muted. It is no more than Germans walking into their own backyards, a political commentator in Britain observed. Okay, as part of the reaction, I'm gonna start positioning our troops where they belong, which is like so. We are going to be put over here.
Attention.
And we'll put the reserve units behind them. Just like this. No. Go to where you're supposed to. And we are going to put you guys as an area defense over here. Guard forts, supply hubs, and this is coastline. Yeah, you can do that. Let's see how that's gonna go. We should actually change. I didn't do that before. Do we have? Yeah, we have the possibility to change their colors. That's a northern army. This is gonna be the southern army. And the Northern Army has infantry divisions. Oh my god, can't see it. Where's the infantry? Okay, here. Wait, 3 is... Yeah, we need 4. That's an army group. Infantry is gonna be white, and motorized will keep grey. Make it slightly less grey and put the motorized there. Where do we have motorized? Over here. What the hell? My god. I just had to screw it up, didn't I? Yeah, I had to. Okay, here, and you guys gonna be an infantry army. Just so that we have it clear. And here the mountaineers and the reserve army are gonna move to the border with Italy. Let's put you over there. And we'll make you... I mean, I hate the dark brown. Make it slightly light, and we'll put you as a mountain army. And the reserve army is, I think, motorized, right? Yeah, it's the equipment's a semi-motorized. Let's put this in there. Nope. I'm doing mistakes here. I need to switch it every time. So here's the semi-motorized, and put you like this, but it's a little more grayish. And the colonial forces are just gonna be colonial forces. Let's give you a C. You guys are infantry. You guys are infantry. I hate the coloring the game is using. I don't like it. And you guys are infantry. All of you infantry. Okay. Wait, what's this? Oh, that's the... Are you just supposed to be a part of this? Come on. So you are a reserve group. Well, let's put you as mechanized and silver. I mean, actually, you're not mechanized, you're tanks. Which reminds me, if we wanted to change this one to give you something. And motorized assault. Give you at least a bit of organization. Transport trucks, machine guns, assault equipment which we don't have. So a regular motorized infantry. Infantry equipment. Mortars, transport trucks. Honestly, it would be best to do it like this, or we could just say screw it and give you cavalry, which would slow you down significantly. I don't like that, and you would probably need cavalry equipment. Okay, we sort of have it, so it could be done, but you better have any organization, don't you? Yeah, this would be better. This would be better, and we could give you cavalry recon or something. Which would make it worse. Okay, never mind. Just playing with numbers here. Well, I mean, we're gonna be producing... Oh! Snap! We finished 2 energy producing... where is it? Energy producing coal power plants. When are you calculating that? You're not. Why not? 10 power plants. We should have more now. Okay, I guess the system needs a bit of time to set. Australia rejects suggestions of returning German colonies. On March 18th, 1946, Australia rejected the possibility of returning of German colonies. The country's government issued a statement emphasizing the importance of its national security and territorial integrity, and stating that the return of territories under Australian mandate was unthinkable. The statement came in response to growing speculations that Germany might seek to reclaim some of its former colonies, which had been placed under Australian mandate by the League of Nations following World War I. The Australian government was clear in its position, stating that the inviolability and integrity of its territories were of paramount importance. The government argued that this policy was inextricably linked to its national security, and that any threats to its territorial integrity would be met with the utmost resolve. One particular area of concern was the strategic value of New Guinea, which had been placed under Australian mandate following World War I. The government noted the geographical positions of the island, as well as its natural harbors and facilities for naval and military aircraft. Actually, I have an idea. These factors, it argued, made New Guinea of crucial importance to Australia's defense and security. Do we need to put power into these? No? Okay, I thought that we might have to turn them on. Okay, but now it's doing 12 power plants. Energy produced. Why are we not producing? Oh, now it. Okay, now it's working. Look at that, 95. Okay, so if we went. Wait, in 19. Okay. Oh, we don't have enough coal, which is an issue. So, can I import coal from United States? That ought to do good for us. Okay, now we're creating more steel. Okay, so if you import even more coal, can we turn them all on? What would that do to our energy requirements? That is a question. Max production 2820, consumption, okay. So that's looking like we could do this. And aluminum. With this small treaty. One of our most noble tasks to make our country look good abroad. Bilateral friendship treaties are a popular diplomatic means of achieving that. This requires resources, especially in these times, and the good news is that one such accord is ready to be signed. Cool. Okay, so either way, even if the thing that I'm trying to do here is put all of our factories up to work, because if we do that, we will produce more aluminum and steel, and we should be able to export that, meaning that we will get more factories back for that. So basically we want to become a trade hub. Okay, we don't have enough energy for that. So we will need to build one more electrical power plant, right? Think so. So we turn it down like this, that's 100. Okay, and we do have a ton of steel, so let's lower it like that. That ought to fix it. 99.9. Oh, actually no. Steel ones are much easier to run. These ones are energy hungry. Yep, 99.8. Cool. Tensions rise as the 1936 elections approaches. As the 1936 legislative elections draw near, tensions are rapidly rising among the major French political factions. Oh, great. The communists are radicalizing the factory workers and union members who have long been suffering under our stagnant economy. The fascists of the far-right leagues are becoming more violent, inflicting terror in the population. The support for the radicals have reached the breaking point. The socialists and communists have banded together and will almost certainly win the upcoming elections unless drastic action is taken. In the upcoming chaos, fascist groups will also be looking for their opportunity to strike. If you are not extremely careful, this could be the end of democracy in France. Yeah, here's the requirements for everything that I was saying. Okay, consumer electronics, we know that would give us 50 political power and base stability. What about the sulfa drugs? Wait, where are they? Over here. Still way ahead of time, so I'm gonna go with the consumer electronics. We need political power so that we can start improving our stability, and we need that base 2%. Yeah, it's gonna be fighting uphill battles, but what can we do? Okay, let's hope we can export more stuff. Austria introduces compulsory military service. On April 1st, 1946, Austria introduced compulsory military service with or without arms. The decisions to implement conscription was driven by a number of factors, including economic concerns, a desire to preserve the country's sovereign rights, and a belief in the social value of military training. One of the main reasons cited for the introduction of conscription was the economic situation facing Austria at the time. The country was struggling with high levels of unemployment and a sluggish economy, and the government saw military service as a way to provide employment and training for young people. Another factor was a desire to preserve Austria's sovereign rights in the face of potential threats from other countries in Europe. The government argued that conscription was necessary to ensure the country's security and independence. The failure of other signatories of the Peace Treaty of Saint-Germain to disarm was also cited as a reason for the introduction of conscription. The government believed that it was necessary for Austria to have a strong military in order to deter potential aggressors and maintain stability in the region. Finally, the government emphasized the social value of military training, arguing that it proved important physical, moral, and patriotic education for young people. The introduction of compulsory military service was seen as a way to promote these values and strengthen the social fabric of the country. The decision to introduce conscription was controversial and was met with opposition from some quarters. However, the government was clear in its belief that it was necessary for the country's security and prosperity, and the introduction of compulsory military service would go on to have a significant impact on Austria's history in the years that followed. Ecuador supports Italy. The decision was made following the meeting of the Ecuadorian cabinet, during which it was argued that the sanctions had failed to achieve their intended goal of bringing Italy to the negotiating table. Instead, it was suggested that the sanctions had only hurt Ecuador's own economy by cutting off important trade relations with Italy. The decision to lift the sanctions was met with criticism from some quarters, particularly those who opposed Italy's aggressive actions in Ethiopia. However, the Ecuadorian government argued that it was acting in the best interest of the country by seeking to maintain positive relations with Italy. The lifting of the sanctions... Damn. A lot of new events here. The lifting of the sanctions was seen as a significant victory for Italy, which had faced increasing isolation and condemnation from the international community in the wake of invasion of Ethiopia. However, it also marked a turning point in the attitude of small countries towards Italy's aggressive actions, and demonstrated the willingness of some nations to support Italy in its expansionist policies. How are they doing, actually, in their fight? Did they already do anything? State owner. Ethiopian Empire. Well, they are advancing, but Ethiopia is still fighting for its sovereignty. 44% of its capitulation. 15.4 thousand casualties, but actually managed to kill nearly 2,000 Italians. Considering the vast differences in strength. Well, good luck, Ethiopia. The League of Nations condemns Austrian militarism. In 1936, the Little Entente, consisting of Czechoslovakia, Romania, and Yugoslavia, protested against Austria's introduction of compulsory conscription, with or without arms, on April 1st. The Little Entente argued that this was a violation of the Treaty of Saint-Germain, which had laid down military regulations for Austria in Part 5 of the treaty. Austria's alteration of this part of the treaty by a unilateral denunciation was seen as a manifest infringement of the military clauses of the treaty. The Little Entente deeply regretted Austria's decision to take this course, which represented a negation of international obligations. They pointed out that Austria was a member of the League of Nations and had, in fact, been condemned by the Council of the League of Nations for taking a similar course of actions in the past. The Little Entente could not admit that Austria should be allowed to take the law into its own hands by reverse its decision. I skipped a line. The Little Entente could not admit that Austria should be allowed to take the law into its own hands by this unilateral step, which was a clear violation of international obligations. They called on Austria to reverse its decision and abide by the Treaty of Saint-Germain. Austria rejected the protest, arguing that they had drafted the new bill deliberately and with the knowledge that they had fulfilled their obligation to provide the necessities of life to the Austrian people and to safeguard the existence of Austrian state. They argued that its introduction of compulsory conscription was necessary for the economy, the preservation of sovereign rights, and the maintenance of the existing European order. So, world tensions are increased and we get slight protest. Okay, French National Railway Company is done. So what next? Tools modernization. That would give us a bonus for industry. Let's go with the decreased unemployment. With the last economic crisis, the unemployment rate is still high and production is low. We can start by encouraging companies to invest and create new jobs. So we already lowered the consumer costs slightly and we are now getting a bit more political power. I don't think we'll see much of a change here. No, actually it went down to 41%. Will we be able to... We need to finish the 1936 elections to be able to do this one and get the early mobilization, which will help us with factories. Currently, which has been, oh, we already built one. That's good. We're actually doing pretty well. Trading out most of the steel, but it should be filling our stockpile. Yeah. Nice. Bauxite. No. No tungsten. Stockpile. Well, we don't need any, and we're not extracting any, and we're not using any. So that's fine. Fuel. Still drilling our units. I think the tanks are the ones that are using most fuel, honestly. Which I guess it's logical. We still don't have even one unit of experience. Jesus Christ. Belgium, Britain and France holds joint military talks. Representatives of the armed forces of Belgium, Britain and France have concluded discussions in London with military coordination and planning on the agenda. The conversations were follow-up to talks held earlier this month and were likely focused on joint military strategies and sharing of intelligence and resources. The meetings come at a time of growing concern over the threat of Nazi aggression in Europe. The three countries have been key allies in the effort to contain Nazi expansion and maintain peace on the continent. The talks in London are expected to strengthen the cooperation between the three nations in the face of the rising tensions, and may contribute to the formation of a broader anti-Nazi alliance. The discussions were held in a cordial atmosphere, and the representatives of the three countries expressed their commitment to working together to ensure the security of the respective nations. The outcome of these conversations is yet to be seen, but many hope that they will help to build trust and cooperation between the countries and pave way for stronger joint military efforts in the future. So gain a little bit of experience. The food situation is not great, but we are losing, yes, way less, about 1600 per day. And yeah, you guys finished the drilling, yep, and we're already gaining a massive amount of fuel. So we might start drilling some other units.
Attention.
Like you guys. There are some needs for that. So let me see what that's gonna do to our fuel. Still gaining, cool. Still gaining. Factories are being constructed, so that's good. The 1936... Here we go. The 1936 elections, unions go on strike. During the 1936 elections, a massive strike was organized by nearly all French labor unions. The strike was intended to put pressure on the government to quickly pass social reforms. The strike was largely successful, resulting in the Matignon agreements, which made gigantic concessions to the unions. After the passage of the reforms, the strike ended. Okay, so we have a general strike going on. And if I'm not... Yeah, this one was bypassed. 19 oh no, that's the one. And oh, okay, so this one was cancelled. I thought so. Joint training proposal. Our embassy in Czechoslovak Republic today received an invitation to send a delegation of our troops to the regular troop exercises of our host country. This could give us the opportunity to better understand the forces and the doctrines of Czechoslovak Republic, either for future cooperation, but also for other objectives. Sure, arm experience plus 7, air experience plus 3, and they get that as well, so that is always good. Okay, so here we have the 1936 crisis elections. So we can form the Popular Front. Oh my god! I didn't notice that our stability took a 20% hit. Jesus Christ. So this takes 10 days. And we have the Popular Front wins the election event. 5 stability. Rush social reforms. Okay, so general strikes are modified by minus 15%. Consumer goods. Are we even having any construction right now? We might be, but not much. And I think the time... I guess it didn't recalculate yet. It's gonna recalculate and we're gonna cry. So then you can rush social reforms, which removes most of the penalties. Oh, and here are the rights. So, 40-hour work week, right to unionize. So each one of these gives 5% stability, and let's pass Matignon agreement. So we get 10% extra stability. So together with these, we would get 30. And 35. Okay, so we would end up better than we started. Remove general strike. You have currently promised a weak and incomplete Matignon agreement. Complete all for promise to receive more stability at the cost of the economy. Okay, so weak Matignon agreement gives a little bit of Vico stability. 3% consumer goods. Removed 5% factory output and ducat output. Okay, but that ends the crisis. Or the other option is maintain conservative government, which gives us 5% stability. Arrest union leaders. Okay, so that removes civil liberties first and gives us minor restrictions. Ban communist newspaper. Removes free press and gives us regulated press. Okay, then crush the union strikers, which pretty much removes most of the general strike issues. Nationalization Act. It's this one. Okay, so that's... we can either pass the Nationalization Act, unlocks the reckless rearmament focus, or deregulate the arms industry, which unlocks the balanced rearmament, and then we get France back to 100 days. Because that's 10, 50, 50, 50, and then 30, and another 100, so that's 250, 280, 290 days, but we would get the balanced rearmament as a result. Okay, and if we don't do that, we go 10, 15, 15, yeah, this is much faster. Way faster and gives us way more stability. This one doesn't give us any stability at all. So that's an interesting choice. I guess we're gonna have to form the Popular Front because, well, this one gives the rearmament that I wanted. Yeah, it was also take way more time. And aren't, yeah, that's, you know, not worth it. We would basically castrate ourselves. The strikes 10, 50, yeah, this is longer than this entire area. So let's form the Popular Front. We gain 5% stability. How amazing is that? So let's see the recalculation. Actually, the game still claims that this is going on. Oh, production is impacted. Okay, I thought that construction was as well. Vehicle stability affected. Okay, construction speed is not affected, but expected number of... Ah, there we go. Yeah, okay. So construction is not affected because we are paying everything into consumer goods. Good, cool. And we have insufficient resources. And no oil again. Great. Are we gonna starve? That would be kinda cool. And we don't get promised economic growth, which means we're losing vehicle stability at a rate of 1.3%. Amazing. Okay, but on the upper hand, we're gonna end the episode by getting another agent. So I guess Simon Koch is the best one. Safecracker and Infiltrator. Linguist. Yeah, let's get Simon Koch. Okay, so our first crisis is here. Our production is non-existent. It takes a week to make 3 units of infantry equipment. We get 5.72 pieces of mountain artillery per year and about 3 white tanks in a year. How's the upgrades going actually? 3.46 per year. That's interesting. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. In the next episode, we're gonna go through this focus tree and see what we can do with it. I think we'll remove it. The Nationalization Act, though, it's actually pretty interesting. Cost-effective political power, but the armament. 1936. Oh, okay, so we need to pass the Matignon crisis, and then we can get this one. We'll get it. Okay, we'll finish this, then get the rearmament. Then we're gonna continue removing the stagnant economy. Okay, at least we have a plan for now. So I'll see you next time.